full-blown production failure is ongoing at Crunchyroll right now, to them not being able to release any new episodes on time or properly for the new anime season, either through messed up translations, no translations, or the episode just not even being out on their site, despite it already being out on pirate sites. And it doesn't just stop there, there's even controversy about the downgrading of their subtitles and typesetting for their entire site. It is just one thing after another, and
This is Chibi. He makes good videos. I will leave his link to this video in the subscription after you check out my video. Please go check out his channel. He makes some good stuff, and sub to him and all that. I got Crunchyroll recently. Before that, you know, I went the whole Captain Jack Sparrow route, which, to be honest with you, most of those sites are just 10 times better in most ways. And Crunchyroll, when it first started off, I mean, it was pretty subpar. Now it's not bad. It's actually not too bad from what I've experienced, but I haven't gone through the dark ages with it. And of course the selection is minimal compared to if you sell the high seas. But let's see what he says. What's going on with Crunchyroll?
I want to state this before I go any further. Sony-owned Crunchyroll is the monopoly of anime in the West, and the fact that they pretty much have no competitors, they have no competition, they don't really need to innovate. They don't really need to be better because there is no alternative besides pirate sites. And I know people will be quick to say, oh, just go to a pirate site, you can circumvent Crunchyroll. But the problem here is eventually those pirate sites will be hammered down like a whack-a-mole because technically they're not supposed to exist.
Yeah, there was a purge last year. There was a purge of most of them, but then a new ones spring up like weeds, and then they all have the same format. But there was a big purge last year. The one I was using went down so fast, and I was just crushed. I forget what I was watching. I think it may have been Undead Unluck. I hadn't finished it yet, and then it went down, and I was like, no, I have to go on some find something else.
Illegal, so to speak, and it's well within the rights of all these copyright holders to hammer them down. But the point of the matter is this is why competition is very important. This is why, you know, having a rival within the space is important, and why monopolies are bad, because it gives way to all these fundamental issues that are currently ongoing for the last few days for Crunchyroll. And it's insane that they can't even do the basic function of what their site and their company is supposed to do. Because fundamentally, what is Crunchyroll supposed to do? For instance, what is their site actually about? Well, it's about subtitling and releasing anime. That's literally it. That is their entire job description.
And the only reason I'm watching them, and I got on there, is because they do have dubs. I wouldn't watch... I watch in dub. I'll watch it when I'm doing stuff at home. I watch at work. I ain't gonna stand there and read the stuff on the screen and stuff. Most of the voice acting's pretty good, as you know, according to my judgment. There's some that isn't great, but some of it's pretty solid. And man, let me tell you, like, they offer dubs, and a long time I hadn't taken it for a long time because they didn't offer dubs, and they start, you know, all the ones I watch now do that. So if they can't even, I don't know, we'll see.
Is to take the anime from Japan, translate it with subtitles, and then release it on a proper time for everybody to watch in the West. That's literally it. That is the end of discussion. That is literally the main primary task of what Crunchyroll is supposed to do. But they can't even do that. They either screw up subtitles to the point to where they're completely inaccurate, or you have subtitles from a completely different series placed on another different type of anime. Yeah, this has happened more times than just once or twice.
Really?
It's
wow.
happened dozens of times at this point. There's a lot of evidence, a lot of people have talked about it over the years. It is a continuous thing. Then you just have episodes that release with literally no subtitles, and then the episode sits for maybe a few hours to hours upon hours, maybe even days, without actual subtitles for certain languages, or even for the English language. And you're just like, how do you mess up this bad? Then you have them not actually properly release their anime on time. For instance, like, if an anime is supposed to air, like, I guess 5 p.m., okay? Crunchyroll will delay this episode, give literally no explanation for it, and you might be waiting until 6 p.m., you might be waiting until 7 p.m., you might be waiting until 2 a.m. in the morning. Who really knows? Because Crunchyroll is not transparent. They don't communicate with anyone, and the reason why we know they don't communicate and they don't want to hear your voice is because they shut down the comments literally earlier this year, which I already talked about. I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Really?
But it's been very obvious that
That's always a big red flag whenever they shut down, that's always a massive red flag, because that means they just want to silence you. And it's bad whenever they start shutting down comments.
Crunchyroll really doesn't want to hear from their community. They don't want to hear what people have to say because they just want your money. They want to keep taking your money. They don't care what you have to think.
I got shut down on Steam the other day. I was commenting in one of the mods, on Nexus mods, I mean. I was commenting on one of the mods about some bugs and stuff, and some punk replied to me a little bit snarky. I called him a word I probably shouldn't have called him. And then it's the bundle of sticks word, you know, the F word, and they banned me for a week. They're like, you can't use terms like that because it might discriminate against religions or sexual orientations and stuff. And I'm just like, what? Come on, this is gay.
Because they have no competition. And when there's no competition,
I hate censorship. I hate it. Just let us talk. Just let us talk, man. We're not children. Damn.
They don't need to innovate. They don't need to better themselves. They can just stagnate. They can get worse because there is no competition. And there is more evidence to prove that Crunchyroll doesn't want to hear anyone's voice because of this little situation right here from Miles. So he presented this article about the Crunchyroll subtitles, and the people at r/Crunchyroll, the mods and stuff, they deleted this article criticizing the subtitles and basically the subtitles degrading and the reason why it's actually happening. That entire post, this article that outlines what's going on, was removed by r/Crunchyroll, which obviously has a lot of people that are in the inner circle of Crunchyroll probably in communications with them. So the fact that that post was removed that was criticizing Crunchyroll or showcasing an actual inherent issue is really damning. It's obvious that they don't want to hear any criticisms. They don't want to hear people talking negative about them. They don't want to hear your voice. They just want you to give them money. That's literally it. Now, okay, I've been on a big of a tangent and a rambling, so let's piece all this together and let's get right into it. First off, I want to talk about the simple stuff first before I get into the subtitle issue, because it's a pretty big deal. A lot of people are talking about that. A lot of people have asked me to make a video on this for days now. I will talk about that, and I'll save that for the ending part of the video. So let's get into the simple stuff, which is Crunchyroll messing up every single episode. So literally every episode, like for instance, like My Hero Academia, for instance, was completely messed up and ruined for its release yesterday.
Really?
And literally, it was like 5 p.m. yesterday, and the episode still was not even out on Crunchyroll. And it was...
Damn. My Hero Academia has fallen off hard, though. I mean, a lot of people still like it. A lot of normies still really enjoy it. But if you're into it a little bit deeper, you know, you have a little bit more higher standard, you're kind of a bit more critical on certain stuff. If you've watched it and or read the manga, honestly, I was talking this with a friend the other day. I would say I felt like after the whole Stain arc, but really after the Overhaul, after the fight with Overhaul and his organization, I forget what they're called, just the crime organization they were a part of, and the final fight between him and Deku, it really went downhill pretty bad after that. No stakes, constant fake out deaths, constant reiterating character motivations and flashbacks again and again and again, long drawn out sequences, and oh my god, the finale with All for One and him just being this cliche Saturday morning cartoon. It's like, good god, this show is just fell off, man. I used to love My Hero too. I loved it. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know.
It was already out, technically on pirate sites, for like 8 to 10 hours prior, okay? Until they officially released the episode fully on their platform. And I'm just like...
Did you guys know that for most of the people watching YouTube videos, only a small percentage of those people are actually subscribed to those channels? But subscribing is really quick and easy. All you have to do is first to make a YouTube account, which is free, and then after that, go down to the video that you're watching, hit the like button, which goes a long way in helping out the algorithm, and then go over and hit the subscribe button. After you've hit the subscribe button, click the drop down arrow and click the option that says all, so that can notify you whenever a new video from this creator has dropped. Subscribing is free, and making a YouTube account is also free. It allows you to keep up with all of your favorite content creators, and of course, it goes a long way in helping out my channel, and I really do appreciate it. So with all of that being said, back to the video.
How can any Japanese company in Japan actually be okay with that? Like, it does so much damage to their brand and the release. It's like, you have a big showing, like a big release of something, okay? And if you hamper that release of something, sales or watchers might go down. And because people find alternative means to occupy their time, either through pirate sites to watch the episode, or in this case, if it was like in comparison to a game, they'll just play a completely different game or something. And when you give these random delays, and you don't explain anything, you don't clarify, and it's a continuous thing that happens systematically all the time, then your service is absolutely garbage. Just straight up garbage. And I think that in general, seeing this situation, how they couldn't release even like My Hero Academia on time, which, FYI, it's its final season, it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, My Hero Academia is regardless if you dislike it or not, it is kind of a legendary series.
It is. It's like this generation's Naruto. Not as good as Naruto, but as popularity, yeah, it is the shonen for like this new generation. And even though it's coming to an end, it is one of the most popular ones that you can talk about, without a doubt.
At this point, it is kind of made the last decade for shonen for a lot of people. If we're talking about like new age shonen, it has definitely been a big gateway for a lot of fans, good or bad. But the point is the fact that they messed up
Gateway
the release
drug
of the first episode for the final season. That's crazy. I don't know how any company would be happy about Crunchyroll absolutely destroying the release of some of these shows.
When he pulled up this other page with Crunchyroll, maybe he'll bring it back, it looked like all the staff were women. Why is that always the case?
Then, the subtitles. There was a lot of episodes that literally came out that legit just didn't have straight up subtitles, and the only subtitles they had was like in like I think Portuguese. I could be wrong there. Don't quote me on that one. But basically, there was.
Why is it always Portuguese? It's always that when something gets messed up. You know the Chosen TV show? I watched their show on their app, and there was a whole week where you could only watch all their shows in Portuguese.
A bunch of subtitles messed up or not even there, and once again, pirate sites had them. Pirate sites had subtitles. Pirate sites had the full episodes out that you could watch. And I'm just like...
Dubbed. Well, maybe not dubbed. No, it sometimes it takes a day or two.
Like, this is why piracy is on the rise. Like, this is why,
Those damn pirates!
Not this, but this is why this is so relevant, actually. This is an article that came out about a day and a half ago, 2 days ago. But world's biggest anime piracy site returns as priority streaming, target in new U.S. government watch list. And if you go into the article, it talks about kind of the numbers of the site, for instance, Hi Anime, and it says the official description for the platform from MPA statement reads, Hi Anime, formerly known as Zoro.2 and AniWatch.2, has a global ranking of 159 with 244 million visits from 17.54 million unique visitors in August 2025, according to SimilarWeb. So, to kind of really paint a picture here, that is a lot. That's just one anime site. Like, for instance, Hi Anime is just one anime site. There is a lot of different anime sites that are, let's be honest, pretty popular. But the fact that this one anime site is rivaling, like, streaming platforms like Disney Plus and obviously Crunchyroll and stuff and Netflix is insane. Actually insane. And I feel like one of the reasons why piracy is on the rise and why there's just so much piracy for anime is because the legal ways to obtain stuff is just either very tedious, it feels like there's a lot of friction, or it feels worse than pirate sites.
Yeah, there's no alternative. Like on Crunchyroll, the limits, it's so limited, and then stuff on there doesn't even stay the whole time. You know, it's there for a little while and then it's gone. And it's so limited. It's insane, the amount of stuff that is just not on there. And there's nothing else. Like, maybe there's less than a handful of decent animes on Netflix. Maybe. You know, and you might get one or two that you can't find on other services on I don't know, that garbage platform Amazon Prime, where even with a membership, you still have to watch commercials. It's like, what? There's nothing. There's no alternatives.
And I am all for, like, legally obtaining content and supporting creators and stuff like that, but I have said this time and time again, I am completely fine for paying content, but Crunchyroll service is just, to be completely blunt, it's ass. It's not good. They are really bad at their job, and it's a no-brainer why piracy, not just for anime, but in general, is just on the rise with all these selective streaming services and stuff, and how, like, some things are lost to licensing hell, and you can never find it again.
Again, it hasn't been so horrible for me because I don't watch the subs. I wait for the dubs, so I have to wait an extra day or so whenever all those other kinks are kind of fleshed out. But they just do not have the selection. They do not have the selection, not even close. It's insane.
Because no other streaming platform has it or something. It's just
I will say this though, the site functions at least smoothly. It's anything is better than Amazon Prime. Do not get Amazon Prime. It's trash. It's the worst one. Netflix is better. Crunchyroll's better. I haven't been to Hulu in years, but that's probably better. Amazon Prime is trash.
Like, no wonder it's on the rise. But anyways, with everything with the botched releases yesterday, let's segue into the subtitle issue. So this is a post from 5 days ago from r/anime that talks about Crunchyroll downgrading their subtitles typesetting for the fall 2025 season. And I feel like this situation, and
to be honest, I'm not super interested in these subtitles. Like I said, I was just curious of what's going on. But to be fair, that is a pretty big deal for a lot of users. A pretty big deal because, I mean, let's face it, a lot of anime fans do watch their anime with subs. They don't like the English voiceovers. So the fact that they screw up that badly, man, that's rough. Like, I don't know why they would do that. I mean, their website, I've heard nothing but bad things. I literally just got Crunchyroll. I'm talking about in the past 2 or 3 months. Okay, so I'm not the one to go to about reviews. I mean, I just kind of gave you my overall of how it's treated me so far. But, I mean, for the longest time, I never bothered with it because I've heard nothing but it's trash. And so the fact that they're still having problems like this, it's insane. I'll leave a link in the description to the full video of his if you want to go watch out the rest if you are one of those anime fans who checks out subtitles. But please, like my video, sub, leave a comment below, helps out my channel. I really do like it. And thanks for sticking around this long, guys. Appreciate it. Till next time.